Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I did not think I was going to be recording this today, but I'm fresh off of having just finished 2 imaging services. I'm waiting for stuff to render because I'm having to edit stuff now, because when you get it on YouTube, you have to add a filter over it, and yada yada yada. But I didn't realize this was a midnight drop in Korea. I thought I would be getting to this tomorrow. But it turns out it's already dropped, so we're going to get to it today. Happy Sunday to you all. Happy Easter to those of you who are celebrating. We've got Kep1er's latest Korean release titled Giddy, and I believe there's an album that goes along with it as well. I think I'm going to have to hold off on the album until tomorrow, just to let people get some lyric videos out, because this MV is fresh. This dropped an hour ago. But Giddy is here, the latest and greatest, hopefully, Korean releases here. Their last Japanese era was absolutely spectacular. I Do You was absolutely tremendous. Together Forever is still up there. Before like we watched Giddy, Together Forever for me is like up there for possibly Kep1er's like song for me, like top song for me. So we'll see what Giddy can do. I'm very much excited for it. So here we go. This first scene is already a lot, so I'm going to take a sip of water real quick. Time to suffer. Here we go. Visual overload at the ready.
Gimme, gimme some, gimme, gimme some. 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 Get it.
Oh, this is different. Ooh, Chaehyun stands are getting a lot right off the gate. Oh, this is kind of a magical pre-chorus. Hold up.
You make me giddy, 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 giddy all day. Giddy, 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 giddy all night. 하루 온종일 우리 모습이 아른아른아른아른 all night. I'm giddy, giddy. 문이 열린다면 I'm giddy, 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 giddy all day. 손 내밀면 너도 함께. Keep it up.
It's repetitive, but it is funky.
Give me some, give me some, give me some. I'm giddy. Give me some, give me some, give me some. Good.
Mid-song genre switch one time? No, just an interlude. Okay. Rapline is busy this song. Okay. Yeah, this pre-chorus is... It's strangely bright, but like the key it's in shouldn't be bright. I like in this chorus. Oh my, there's too much stuff to talk about. We'll come back to it. Let me just enjoy this bass line real quick. Young stands rise up, this is your moment. Oh, Kia was floating on that.
Oh, I'm giddy. So giddy. Giddy. 나 소리면 맘에 문을 막힌다는 기적에.
And like a one measure outro at the end. Huh? Okay, that very final scene of that MV is interesting, but the song very interesting. It's a complex song. Like Kep1er for me have always kind of had this like really energetic vibe. Like even if we go to like, let's see, like I mean if we go through their like entire like title track discography, you've got like starting with like you've got OO back from GP999, you've got Wadada, you've got Up, and then you've got We Fresh. Those are all very energetic and bright songs. Giddy is kind of taken the energetic approach and kind of spun it on its head a little bit, because this is not as energetic as their previous stuff has been. And interestingly enough, it's kind of the same with like their Japanese release as well, because like I Do You, while it was energetic, had a kind of a different energy to what kind of like Wing Wing had. And if this is like kind of portraying like Kep1er's kind of like maturity and their approach towards music, I kind of like it. I like the little switch up. The song though, let's talk about the song real quick. Shoot, I need to find the pre-chorus if I can find it. Should be around here-ish.
You make me.
Yeah, it is such an interesting drop. And it's such an interesting build up into it. Because it feels like, well, this might be my like classical brain kind of kicking into overdrive a little bit, but there are chords and like the melodic like progression within that pre-chorus there just does not coincide with what I'm like expecting to come in like the pre-chorus. From like basing off of just, you know, the hundreds or thousands of songs that I've listened to out of the K-pop scene, and just like playing a whole bunch of pieces like classical and contemporary in like string orchestra and singing them in choir and things like that. This does not follow what I expected the pre-chorus to do, and I like that. I like that I'm being musically challenged because of it, because it feels like it should be a bright like major like happy pre-chorus. And while the vibe is there, in reality, there never is like an explicit moment where it's really bright and bubbly and happy. It's just, it's like it wants to reach that point, but it doesn't quite get there. It's kind of hard to explain in like layman's terms, but for me, it feels like there should be a bright moment, like whether it be the chord or like the melody or something like that. But it just never happens. It's really interesting because it works without it, but my brain still expects it to happen. Like even that like held chord there at the end is a complex enough chord to where it does ride that line between like bright and bubbly and not bright and bubbly. It's like it feels like for me it wants to go over that line, but it doesn't. And I like that like very subtle dissonance there, because it gets my brain thinking, ooh, what is this going to lead into? And then it leads into,
You make me giddy, 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 giddy all day. Giddy, giddy, giddy,
and
giddy all night. 하루 온종일 우리 모습이 아른아른아른아른 all night.
in like the kind of like greater scheme of things, like this is a tame drop for like what Kep1er's done. Like Kep1er, their drops have been, especially for their choruses, have been pretty in your face. So seeing a title track is taking a little bit of like a mellower approach, I think is really interesting, because it's again showing a very different side of Kep1er that I don't think we've seen on a title track before. And we're getting kind of like another psychological phenomenon thing here. We had it in Ives Kitsch. It's called semantic satiation, where a word is repeated so often that it like starts to lose the meaning in the listener or the reader's mind. Like the word giddy is used a tremendous number of times in the chorus. You hear it after like you hear it through the first chorus. It's like, oh, giddy, 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 yeah. But for me, by the end of the chorus, giddy doesn't feel like a word anymore. It feels like a collection of sounds. And that's semantic satiation in a nutshell. Like, well, let me explain about it. Giddy, giddy, up. Giddy, 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 giddy. That's 8. Same motif. 10. 14. So in the chorus alone, they said the word giddy 15 times. But at a point, for me, when I hear the word giddy and that melodic descent, the giddy, 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 like, giddy doesn't mean the word giddy anymore. It feels like a spoken form of like vocal percussion. Because giddy has a lot of like elements like linguistically. It's got the hard consonant to start, the G, the G. It's got the short vowel to like modify the leading consonant. And then it's got the soft consonant at the end. And then the final vowel type sound to modify and soften that final soft consonant. So you have the G, the E, and the D. And you combine those three sounds together in a musical phrase, it sort of becomes kind of like, if you ever listen to a cappella or like barbershop and you have someone purposely on like vocal percussion, it feels like that. It feels like an instrument rather than a vocal line. And I think that's so neat. Did that make sense to you? I hope that made sense to you. Because I love stuff like this. Oop. And then this interlude, absolutely no warning for it. And now we're back. It's just, it comes up so quickly. And you're kind of left thinking, how are they going to transition back into the core or into the verse? Oh wait, they aren't. Interesting composition choice. I like it though. Is it my favorite title? Is it their favorite? Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Is it my favorite title track by them so far? I don't know yet. I think this song, I'm going to need to give it a couple days for it to grow on me a little bit, and I think that's perfectly okay. What I do know, though, is that this is a different side of Kep1er that we haven't heard before, and I like the change. I probably shouldn't call it a change. It's like an evolution in a way, because they aren't completely abandoning their like sound identity. Because there is still that quintessential Kep1erness to it. You know, you have the like the gang vocals, you have like the cheering section, everyone shouting in the background. You've got the soaring vocals from Che and Youngun. You've got the fire raps from Hikaru and from Daeon. You even have Hiei getting involved, the rapping. And it's like pretty much everything that you like we've come to love about Kep1er and their like sound signature is still inherently there. It's just being packaged in a different kind of way. And because of it, it's like the sound is a little bit different, sure, but it's still quintessentially Kep1er. It's like when a soda company decide like changes the packaging or like the like label on the bottle or something like that, or like you see it like brand new formula, same old insert drink name here. It's kind of like that idea. I am impressed though. But there's an album for this, and I'm very much curious about the B-sides, because in terms of the last two eras, both in Japanese and in Korean, Together Forever and Lion Tamer have had a chokehold on me ever since I heard them, and I have been absolutely mesmerized by those two songs. And I'm hoping we get a B-side that has the exact same effect on me in this album. So I think tomorrow is when it would go out, but look forward to that. But in the meantime, that's it for me today. Again, if you are celebrating Easter, hope you are having a great Easter weekend. And those of you who aren't, just and enjoy your weekend for me. But that's it for me today. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy and want to see more, channel icon is up there. You can find the back catalog of stuff I watched in the past. Drop a subscription if you want to keep up to date with whenever I upload new videos. And if you want to watch another video of mine right away, YouTube recommends you watch that video down there. And until next time, bye bye.